Hey study buddies, so today what we're going to be looking at is demand. So this is demand in economics, and it is the relationship between price and quantity demanded. Okay, and understand that because of the law of demand, it states that price and quantity are inversely related. This means that our graph will look just like this. So essentially, as price increases, you see your quantity decreases, right? But as price decreases, your quantity is going to be increasing. Okay, that is what an inverse relationship is. Now note that when we're looking at the demand of something, we're looking at the demand for a particular good or service, okay? So what we need to understand is that there can be shifts or changes in the demand curve. So our demand curve could actually increase, and so we're going to have a rightward shift, or it could decrease, and so we're going to have a leftward shift. Now, how do these shifts occur? What factors causes these shifts? We're going to take a look at all of those, so no worries. Okay, so basically how I set this up is we're going to have the factor over here. Then we're going to take a look at what happens when there's an increase of the factor. And then finally, the last section is going to be what happens when there's a decrease of the factor. So let's say that our first factor is the number of buyers increase. So let's say we're looking at, cars. And there's a lot of immigration to Canada. So the number of buyers is now increasing. We'll take a moment to think about what would happen in that scenario. Well, we would have an increase in demand because there's now more people that can demand this product. All right? Now, what happens if there's a decrease in the number of buyers? Well, now there's less people that can buy our product. So for example, maybe people migrated out of the country. All right, next factor is income. Now, income varies between if you're looking at a normal product versus an inferior product. So a normal product would be something like steak, or an inferior product would be something like tuna, like canned tuna, right? So that's inferior because you can have just regular tuna, but no, it's canned tuna. So we're going to take a look at how income varies between the two products. So when we have normal products and we increase our income, we're probably going to want more because now we can afford more. Now, let's say that we had a decrease in income with our normal products. We're probably going to decrease the amount that we buy because we can't afford these normal products anymore. Now let's take a look at inferior products. When we increase our income, we won't want to buy canned tuna. Now we could switch over to something better. So there's going to be a decrease in our demand. Okay? And then if you decrease your income, you're probably going to want more inferior products because they're more affordable to you. So you're going to have an increase in demand. All right? Awesome. Now we're going to take a look at the next section, prices of other products. So if we have a substitute product, which is basically something that can replace some other product. So for example, I know some people might not agree with this statement, but Coca-Cola and Pepsi, they're very similar and they can be considered substitutes for some. We'll just assume like they are substitutes, right? What happens if we're looking at here, let's say we're looking at Coca-Cola, the price of Pepsi increases. Well, if the price of Pepsi increases, then we're probably going to want to demand more Coca-Cola since we know that's going to be cheaper, right? Now think about what would happen if we decrease the price of Pepsi. What would happen to the quantity demanded for Coca-Cola? Well, our demand would decrease because now we see, there is a cheaper alternative, and that's Pepsi. Okay? Now let's look at complementary products. So a complementary product is something that requires another product. So let's say that we have a car. Well, in order for our car to function, we need to buy gasoline. Okay, so that's an example of a complementary product. So let's take a look at that. What happens if our complementary product price increases? If that complementary product price increases, what do you think will happen to the price, to the demand of the good you're looking at? Well, it's going to decrease. Because now it's like, oh, this complementary product is becoming more expensive. So I'm not going to buy that. And if I don't buy that, then how am I supposed to buy whatever it is we're looking at, whatever product we're looking at, if they complement each other, right? So they require each other. So they will move in the same direction, essentially. And then we take a look at a decrease in the price of a complementary product. What's going to happen? You're going to have an increase in the quantity demanded, because now the complementary good is cheaper, so we can demand more of whatever good we're looking at. So next one is a little bit different. It's consumer preference. So lots of things can fall under consumer preference. It could be peer pressure, marketing influences, research, endorsements. So I'll take a look at a couple examples. We'll do this one first. So let's say that a celebrity endorses a product. What's going to happen? Well, if a celebrity endorses a product, probably demand's going to increase because people are like, wow, I want to use whatever that celebrity's using. So that changes the consumer's preference. Now, let's say that research was released and it said that meat is not healthy for you. Probably demand for meat is going to decrease because people don't want to eat it since it's not going to be good for you. So that's change in consumer preference. Finally, we're going to take a look at consumer expectation. So this is what price you expect this product to be in the future. So if we expect the product price to increase in the future, we're probably going to want to buy more right now. So our demand is going to increase. Okay? Now, let's say that we expect the price in the future to be lower. We're probably going to demand less right now. So our demand here is going to decrease. Awesome. And understand that this is not true for all products, because if we look at perishable goods, well, we can't buy them right now for the future. So this consumer expectation wouldn't work in terms of perishable goods. So that's all the factors that affect how a curve shifts, but understand that there could be changes in quantity demanded. So let's say that we're looking at a change in quantity demand. So this is caused by a price change of product examining. So let's say that we have a price here, and then we change the price of the good that we're looking at to maybe here, right? So this is our original price. This is P1. This is P2. And we're over here now. So that's a movement along the curve. That would be a change in quantity demanded. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.